All right, hey everybody, sorry about that. First video ran a little bit longer than I wanted to. Apologize again for the length. So I got cut off. This would be the final part. Again, this could actually just be the summary video as well, so I'll probably title it that. So here in this example, we're trying to write the inverse, the converse, the contrapositive, and then also determine if we can write it as a biconditional statement. So again, a conditional statement is an if-then statement. So if you live in Indiana, then you live in the United States of America. This is a conditional statement where you live in Indiana is the hypothesis. You live in the United States of America would be your conclusion. The inverse, converse, and contrapositive, we're going to write those out. Usually the first one is the converse, so that's the one that we're going to do first. Converse is typically the most important when we look at theorems in geometry as well. The converse is when you just switch the hypothesis and the conclusion around. So the converse of this original statement would read, if you live in the United States of America, then you live in Indiana. So again, you just switch them around. And then we're also going to determine if these are true or false statements. So in this one, if you live in the United States, you can really live in any state. It doesn't have to be Indiana, so this statement is false. The inverse. Again, anytime that we're doing the converse, inverse, or contrapositive, we're typically going to go back to the original statement. So the original statement is up here. The inverse would read, so for the inverse, there's no switching. All you're doing is just adding these like knots in there or like changing the actual meaning of what the original hypothesis and conclusion were saying. So here we would say, if you do not live in Indiana, so again, negating the hypothesis, then you do not live in the United States of America. So again, negating the conclusion. So if you do not live in Indiana, you could live in any other state. Then you do not live in the United States. So this is false because you could live in any other state and you would still be in the United States of America. Then we have the contrapositive. So the contrapositive is where you negate and switch. So we're going to do the conditional statement of the beginning one here. So the original is if you live in Indiana, then you live in the United States of America. The contrapositive would be if you do not live in the United States of America, then you do not live in Indiana. So this is actually true because if you don't live in the United States of America, then you cannot live in Indiana because that's how it works. So this is a true statement. Now, in order to write a biconditional statement here, biconditional, if it's possible, we need the original statement, if you live in Indiana, then you live in the United States of America, to be true. Well, it is true, but we also need the converse to be true as well. And then we can write it as a biconditional. In this case, it says, if you live in the United States of America, then you live in Indiana. This is false. Therefore, we cannot write this as a biconditional statement. Sad face. So again, in order to write it as a biconditional, you need both the original and the converse to be true. That would be shown on the previous, this slide right here. So if you want to pause this slide and look through this video, you can. Otherwise, that's pretty much it for conditional statements. You're going to want to go ahead and complete lesson 3 assignment. Hopefully this assignment should be pretty quick. Then you should go back and rework any other past assignments from this lesson or the past lesson in order to prepare for the Unit 1 retest or even prepare for the Unit 2 test by doing these past lesson assignments from this unit. Thank you.